Hi, welcome to another edition of GIJ SRC. Today, of course, promises to be analytical. We are going to look at some pertinent issues around elections, and today our focus will be again on the Electoral Commission. We have a guest here who would help us do all the in-depth analysis. Let's go for a quick break and I'll introduce my guest. From the break. So like I said, we have a special guest. He's an in-studio analyst who helps us around electoral issues, and he'll be helping us with today's topic. So our sources have confirmed that it has never happened for an electoral commission to send their budget to parliament or to General Assembly for it to be rejected. On Tuesday, the electoral commission headed by Mr. Isaac Edu and his deputy Lance Corporal John Tay, who was here a while ago, sent their budgets to parliament and it was rejected. Today we'd like to look at the issues around an issue like that. I mean, what does it mean for a budget to be rejected? What effect can it have on our elections and all that? To help us with today's discussion, we have in the studio Mr. Clement Edward Kumsa. He happens to be the former Deputy Electoral Commissioner. He actually oversaw the election that brought into power our current SRC President, His Excellency Emmanuel Kuma. Welcome to the show, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. Could you please run us through what goes about in an election? On a normal day, all we see are ballot boxes are around, voting screens, stamps, returning officers are walking all around and other things. But what goes on behind that? What work do you put in before we finally see these things?
All right. So before we even decide to elect executives of SRC, what we do is that we need to have members of the EC from each class, representing the whole population in the class. So they will now come together as one. We form the commission. So the chairman and the deputy are just leaders of that particular group of people. So what happens is that we go out, look for avenues. I'm going to say avenues because we are going to use ballot papers. We need ink for the voting booth and even resource persons. When I say resource persons, from the EC, they need to come and help mobilize and manage the elections for us. Though we are students, so we might not have the full intel of organizing the elections. We need security personnel because it's election. And in our part of the world, election is life. So we need military men, if possible, policemen around. So before we say go ahead or start voting, serious planning, which must be on the drawing board. We follow today this activity, today that. You left campaign, you left ban on campaigning. So we have actually a particular day, no one should campaign. We have a particular day, go ahead and campaign. There's a time you must go for the vet, you declare that contest, you qualify. That the vetting is to me or to most of the EC members, we know that election itself is vetting. If you vetting, whether you call it you campaign or not campaign, it means stand of vet. What you do, they are able to appease the members. Sometimes you call them the wise men, because they decide your life on campus. So if you are able to appease the wise men,
but could you give us an insight into the financial aspect? So goes into that side, so security and all these things.
We sit down as a team and think how we are going to manage the elections. So number of the population or the electorate you have. So if it's 4,000, it's 3,000, you consider how many military men or security men can help maintain if there is any form of chaos.
So how much security personnel did you have?
So the number, I think was 4 or 5.
4 or 5?
But you have
for a population of over 5,000 students.
Yeah, so the population at our time was, I think, was 3,000.
But would that be enough for only 5?
Yes, because remember, there's reinforcement. You understand? So when there's a need, they will call for reinforcement.
Do you pay for reinforcement?
No, because that is an emergency support. And by nature, that is the job of the policemen. They just come and support when there's a need. Yes, but we budget for 3 or 4 or 5, depending on the number, depending on the tension. Sometimes before the election day, there's so much tension. Sometimes when it appears there's a favorite, there are all rumors that this person support this person. There's so much tension. So we need to get the military men. Me, I always subscribe for my military men, but they have qualification to slap.
Now I want you to confirm this for us. In your 4 years stay, did it ever happen that an electoral commissioner or an electoral commissioner sent a budget to Parliament or General Assembly and it was quashed out?
No. not at all.
Okay, so just Tuesday, the General Assembly Mr. Kedu presented their budget and it was rejected. Now, people have already complained about the fact that after the Electoral Commission is ready to maybe vet aspirants and all these things, we don't have enough time to get to the election for them to even campaign and all that. To have such a thing to happen, what would have been some of the implications it would have had on our election?
So if it is planned that the budget should be passed, everybody goes into parliament having hope that it will be passed.
Yes.
So that's the strategy. So, but if you go there and it's not passed, it means that every plan or anything drawn must be pushed back.
Okay.
Sometimes it affects, depending on how you're going to do it. Sometimes you can be swift about it and just for the plan to fall in line. You understand? But I don't see anything wrong when it's being rejected instantly, because it's money.
Yeah.
And the money belongs to the student to a large extent. And it's going to be involved. The students who are going to vote are those saying we think there's an anomaly in the document you presented to us, so you can reject it.
Okay. So, but then in your own opinion, with this time frame we are talking about, it's about 3 weeks or so. Do you think it's enough for the aspirants or for the candidate? By then there will be candidates. Do you think it's enough for them to be able to garner more and enough votes and other things?
My brother, even before the ECC jack,
yes,
they are already. I mean, they are moving everywhere on our WhatsApp platform.
But
we know them.
Okay.
So even if we give them 2 seconds to campaign,
yes.
Look, give them 4 years, it will still not be enough for them. Naturally, if I want to come, you want to contest, I inform you.
Yeah.
It's campaign.
Okay. But then this also brings a question where they are not supposed to campaign till the EC gives them a go ahead.
Yeah.
But then some of them go around doing this. Is that against the law?
Matter of legalities.
Okay.
Even before the law was drafted. Before the people who drafted the law even broke a law before they drafted it. So I mean, that's how the system works.
So which law was broken?
Oh, possibly that one. Maybe it should be a discussion for another day.
Okay.
Still,
okay.
There are laws.
Sure.
There are legalities.
Sure.
Even common sense is a law.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Okay. So we'll quickly go for a break and we'll come back to continue with the discussion.
The electioneering periods are here again. The heat is on.
SRC dues is sufficient, or you would go to General Assembly and get an increment in dues. And why? I must say again, I am not going to increase the dues of the GIJ.
Banners are back and up again. Not forgetting the controversial figures. Are you voting based on policies or who you know? In all, who serves you with truth, facts, and all the analysis? Get all these and more on GIJ Election Policy.
Welcome back from the break. Mr. Kumsa, the hope of every aspirant is to pass vetting. What are the things that the Electoral Commission looks at, at vetting, to pass someone?
Alright, so I think if you want to contest elections in campus, your major plan or your strategy should be how to pass vetting, not even to get the electorate in the first place.
So how do you pass vetting?
So passing vetting, look, there's a criteria given by the EC, and the major of all criteria is you having knowledge in the position you want to contest for.
Okay.
And during my time, we saw that over the years, they just come there and ask them, do you have a girlfriend? Those kind of questions,
okay,
just to calm them sometimes. But I realized that myself and the commission, the whole commission told that it's not given as the best. Let's let them do presentation.
Yeah.
So you come there, you have a 7-minute or 10-minute presentation, present on the position you are contesting. Assuming that means you're going to bid for contract for the school or for the SLC, and you are asked to present what you have. We are going to do the presentation. You consider your vim, you see, your dexterity in presenting, and all that. And we are going to give you marks on that.
So that is where much of the marks
Yes,
are.
because if you want to contest for women's commissioner, you don't know what the person is going to do. You are going to organize when it comes to her. I mean, you are
So during your time, all those who couldn't pass vetting didn't do well at their presentation.
we are not really looking at the presentation. The forms you submit to us, the thing you bought from us, you actually to go and you just peruse it very well.
Okay.
An example, during that time, the candidates gave us a name that didn't correspond with the name we know, and I was in charge of that. I told you, if you're not able to justify how come that name is being used and it's not in your attendance book, but it's on your forms, meaning you are lying to me and the commission. So all those things play a role. But trust me, your knowledge in the position you're contesting is very key. And be truthful.
So another critical issue is with finances. Could you please give us the amount of money you charged aspirants for nomination forms and then filing fees?
So before we arrived at that particular amount you should charge, you consider how we are going to spend that money.
Yes.
So every aspirant, every money taken from anybody must be accounted for.
Yes.
So Martin, I remember presidents, we asked them to pay 100 cedis for picking, and I think 1,000 for filing.
Okay, so making 1,100.
100.
Okay.
Yes, and the other positions, we just 100 for picking. I think 800 or 900 for filing.
Okay. So now, with all these, I mean, it means you get quite a lot of money from the aspirants.
Brother, we don't have no idea about how papers, printing of ballot papers, it's expensive in Ghana. Trust me.
Okay.
Read it colored. If you want to go black and white, I can even do it in my bedroom.
Okay.
But colored, you need machines.
Yes.
So sometimes you see, if you study my budget, the huge amount was allocated to ballot papers.
Okay. But then, could you tell us, on a scale, which side bear most of the cost? The SRC coffers or the aspirants?
No, look, you see, it depends on how the government run its system.
Okay.
Some can be pre-financed. So, our time, the student coffers, which is Fidelity Bank accounts, and we had a Cal Bank account.
Okay.
So the aspirants pay the money to the Cal Bank account.
Okay.
All because you don't want like teardrop falling in an ocean.
Okay. So how much did you get in total from aspirants?
I can't state offhand, but I think I've forgotten the number of people who contested the election. Okay. But I think it was a manageable amount to manage elections.
Like around how much could you give us?
I think it was around 15,000.
15,000.
That was our budget.
And how much came from the SRC coffers?
So the SRC, before we started planning, even before they bought funds.
Okay.
So we needed money to move TNT and fund information and things. So the SRC pre-finance gave us some amount of money to start.
How much?
I don't recall, because I think in that particular meeting my boss went for that money. And I don't think it was not that heavy. If it's heavy, my boss can carry.
Okay. So could you give us an estimate?
I think 500 Ghana cedis or something.
500 Ghana
to
cedis.
begin the process. Remember, we were going to the police station to find out how they're going to charge, how the process. We go to the EC office, all those kind of things.
Okay, so that's one plus the one that came. So you said pre-finance, so the post. I mean, so after all those.
So see, if we can't state categorically if exact figure of the money needed for the elections.
But will the money be up to the about 15,000 you gain from the aspirants?
Yes. Yes, it will get.
It will be up to.
Yes, it will be up to the 15,000.
Then it means, I mean, our elections cost a lot.
Because
is there no way we can
printing ballot papers for over 3,000 population is not an easy job.
But don't you think it's a burden on candidates if they should pay, I mean, such amount of money, 1,100?
Power in itself is expensive. That's the point. If you want power, you must pay for the price.
Some people are opining that it is a contributory factor to the speculations people have that SRC executives come to office and they spend a lot of money, and some of these things make them spend after campaigning.
All right, for those who have this speculation, the best they can do is just write a letter to the AG for them to change the constitution. Then they shouldn't pay anything, they should contest for free. But as much as in the laws of the school states, they must pay. Because
the laws of the school
we are not organizing an election like class election. Who vote? Race, let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what class election are organizing.
But can't we do anything about it?
How?
If you are to get about 15,000 from the SRC coffers, about 15,000 from aspirants.
It was for the past I'm not catching, but for the past 4 years I've been on campus. It was only under my tenure as leader of the EC commission, and we paid workers of the EC. Trust me, over the years they were not paid. I think we gave everybody 30 cedis for every day the person appeared.
30 cedis?
Yes. We will feed you and give you 30 for transportation or something.
And what goes into the 30 cedis, for instance?
I mean, you have committed yourself to serve, and that's a way to show appreciation. So we feed you during the day.
Someone might think 30 cedis is too much, because even General Assembly officers.
So that's the General Assembly. I mean, you go and sit there and say, no. I've been a member of the General Assembly.
But it takes hours.
But we understand. But see, my sitting down to be issuing ballot papers for like 4 or 5 hours from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. My brother, at least let's sometimes compensate them. It's not anything. It's not a huge amount. People spend more than that.
You're still not giving us that amount particular, because I'm having this feeling that. For instance, let's take this year's budget. So this year's budget, 7,000 is coming from SRC coffers, and about 13,000 is expected to come from aspirants. Is it not too much?
Organize, you see, my brother,
Yes.
that's why
I understand that part. I understand that
it might be
part.
low or higher.
I understand that part.
Alright.
But the part where much of the weight is going on the, I mean, couldn't we have gone 50-50 way?
Unless you want to tell us that you should have a particular amount of money per law, everybody should pay to contest elections.
Okay.
And also it means that, remember, 2 years ago when election was organized, before my time,
Yes.
the ballot boxes they used and even the papers were not colored. The ballot paper was black and white.
And the boxes were
I mean, opaque.
opaque.
I mean, and remember you go for it from the national EC.
Exactly. So how can you get an opaque?
My brother, when you go there, sometimes your money determines what you get.
So they have opaque ballot boxes.
Not necessarily opaque, but for you to, you see some of the ballot box, when you drop in your ballot paper, and you can even see sometimes if it's not positioned well, you can even see who the person voted for.
Okay.
And you have ones which are very thick, like
Okay.
yeah. So
Yes.
look, when the election tell me the money is too much for people, it's elections.
Okay.
Moving from Greater Accra, moving from GIJ to police headquarters or cantonment police station, you need fuel. You need to pay for it. So other things, that's why even the contingency sometimes is even more than some of the allocated amounts.
Your experiences in elections and you being an electoral commissioner before, what are some of the things you would advise the current commission to do and not to do?
Alright, so I think our final report after the election to the General Assembly gave some recommendation. I can't really recall, but the bottom line is we did something very interesting during our time.
Tell us about it.
Always the presidential is counted last.
Okay.
And the attention is so much seriously high on campus. If you don't take somebody, you can kill somebody. But our time, look, whether the person wins or loses, I don't care. It's not my money used to contest.
Yes.
So I said, let's count presidential first. So trust me, after count presidential, half of the people went home and had that luxury to relax and count and count and count.
Okay.
That is one thing you should do to calm down tension on campus. 2, vetting. Look, the person can come and stand there and speak, but after vetting, don't just listen to what the person just said. So I don't subscribe to giving results after vetting immediately or maybe the day after.
Okay.
Sometimes it should be 3 or 2 days.
Why?
For you to investigate and know. My brother, somebody come and lie you.
What are you going to investigate?
Because if somebody presented something to me and said, this is my policy, I want to do that. Some people even come to the stand bringing document that they're going to sign contracts, they are bringing new internet service, blah, 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 blah. Massa, and trouble. The person might be lying.
So
If you have the time, that's why it's vetting.
Okay.
When I watch through and I peruse the document well, I can say that this is a lie. I can even call him back. This document, where is it from? Then, because at the end I'm giving you marks.
Okay.
So you must make sure the marks you get matches the standard you presented.
Okay.
So vetting, we should move away from girlfriend, boyfriend. Who is your girlfriend? How many people are you dating? Those kind of questions that are, to me, quote unquote, silly.
Okay.
To the portfolio person contesting.
Okay.
Let's push them to act on the portfolio they're contesting for before we know that this person can work on it. My point is, student body should also show interest doing vetting.
Okay.
Sit down and write your questions. Push it to the EC.
But do they have
And
enough time? Do they have enough time to ask
Look,
questions?
EC can take 5 days to even vet one person if the person has issues.
No, but
some go there and
talk
move
about,
after
talk about
10
them really
minutes.
taking an interest and putting
Yes.
down their own questions.
GIJ
Are they going
students
to get,
sometimes
are
don't show
they going to
interest.
get enough time to ask those questions?
My mother, why won't you get enough time?
Because
Even
sometimes they tell you 5 people, 3 people.
trust
Is
me,
that
even
enough?
sometimes the questions some of the panel asks
Mm.
are not their own questions, they are from people. My time, we give them the chance. Anybody who was present at the auditorium, please, a paper is going around.
Okay.
Put down your question. If you want, then we will ask for you. And we took the papers and we asked. You see, sometimes that's accountability.
Okay.
Though the person has to go to the position, but still, let's show some level of
So,
accountability.
is there any other?
I think for now, some are monetary issues.
Monetary issues?
Yes,
to
some.
expatiate on?
When you don't motivate your workers, trust me, you will not get them.
Your workers as in the aspirants?
No, the AC executives, the AC members.
Okay.
So if I move from my house from Adenta to come and sit here to come and have a chat on the coming elections, then you don't motivate me. I come and tell there's no money, they are not giving us money. No, everything should be budgeted for. So if the person is good, but the person is getting 10 cedis per every meeting or per every activity, let the money go. That thing motivates the person. Because for all you know, like you and I mean, the normal thing you say, oh, that could be DSICA, DB. Let the person enjoy a little and work for you, as simple as that.
Okay.
That's what.
Thank you very much, sir. So there you have it, viewers. All too soon, you have to draw the curtains on today's show. Joining us in the studio was Mr. Clement Kumsa, former Deputy Electoral Commissioner. Thank you very much for the deep analysis. Join us same time next week as we have some more in-depth discussions on issues around the election. This has been GIJ Affairs, and I am Samuel Swanzibafo. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube and Facebook pages. Bye.
The electioneering periods are here again. The heat is on.
SRC dues is efficient, or you would go to General Assembly and get an increment in dues. And why? I must say again, I am not going to increase the dues of the GIJ.
Banners are back and up again. Not forgetting the controversial pseudos. Are you voting based on policies or who you know? In all, who serves you with truth, facts, and all the analysis? Get all these and more on GIJ Election Policy.